Okay, I'm only gonna say this once. Jason Statham, never do another Southern accent in a movie ever again. What up, y'all? It's the Black Critic Guy, and I just got back from seeing Jason Statham movie number 2087, otherwise known as Parker. And I gotta say, it's just another generic Jason Statham movie. It really is nothing interesting, and it was very, very boring. So the main plot of Parker follows a guy named Parker who does this robbery with a bunch of guys, and then they betray him, and then they shoot him and leave him for dead, and now he's out to go get revenge on those guys who betrayed him and left him for dead. Now, I don't hate Jason Statham movies, and I know for a fact that when you go into a Jason Statham movie, it's like going into a Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Bruce Willis movie back in the 1980s. You go in there for some popcorn action entertainment, and in this, we get like glimmers of them, not a bunch of high-octane action scenes, which is kind of sad being it's a Jason Statham movie, and that's what you came to see. In fact, I would say that this is a little worse than The Last Stand, but not by a lot. I mean, The Last Stand knew what it wanted to be. It was a corny action movie that I really didn't enjoy, but this movie tried to take itself seriously, and I was just not buying it. The characters were dull. Jennifer Lopez's character was freaking annoying and useless, and the list can go on. Now, there are a few minuscule things that I really enjoyed about this movie, and the first one being Jason Statham. He really embodies that badass character. Whenever he walks into a scene, he just commands it. He takes down all the guys. He is awesome, but please, never do another Southern accent in your life, Jason Statham, or I will come and kick your ass. And there were a few decent action scenes, not as much as I would like, but for the ones that were there, I really enjoyed them, and there was a really good takedown between this assassin and Jason Statham. I wish it was a little longer, but for what it's worth, I enjoyed that scene. And now we get to the things I didn't like about this movie, and by God, there are a lot. First off, the writing is just everywhere. They try to cram in so many stories into this movie. You got Jason Statham's story, then you got him and his girlfriend, then you got Jennifer Lopez's story, then you got the thieves story. I mean, there were just so many stories, and each one of them were incoherent, and you really didn't care what was happening in any of the stories. Most, if not all, of the side characters and antagonists are these dull, underdeveloped, paper-thin, generic characters you would see in an action movie any day of the week. I mean, you really don't give a damn about any of them, and if you were to take them out of the movie, it would not affect the movie in the slightest. They could have easily taken out the Jason Statham love interest story. They could have took out the bad guys from Chicago story. They could have took out the cop that was in love with Jennifer Lopez. All of those side stories could have been dropped on a dime. All those side characters could have got rid of them at any point in the movie, and it would not affect the movie in the slightest. And speaking of Jennifer Lopez is the most annoying character in this entire film. She would not shut the hell up. Every scene, she's always like throughout the entire film. That's exactly how she's like, and all she ever does in this film is try to get into Jason Statham's pants. She serves no real purpose in this plot, and if you were to take her out of the movie, it would not affect the movie whatsoever. Her side story could have been easily eradicated and no one would have noticed. In fact, had they taken her out of the movie, I think I would have enjoyed this movie 10 times more. And then we got our antagonists, who are barely in this film, and they're not threatening, they're not menacing, they're not intimidating. I was never scared for Jason Statham at all. In fact, the last throwdown, he takes them out single-handedly so easily that I was thinking to myself, why didn't you just do that earlier? I mean, yeah, you're waiting for the diamonds, but damn, if it was that easy, just take them out. And remember how I was talking about that throwdown between the assassin and Jason Statham? The assassin, I swear to God, he looked like Jim Carrey. And for a second, I actually thought that was Jim Carrey fighting Jason Statham, and it made me laugh in the theater. I don't know why. He just kind of reminded me of Jim Carrey. Another thing that really bothered me, and this could be attributed to the writing, is that every time Jason Statham took out a guy, beat up a guy, tie a guy up, they would all say the same things like, you don't know who you're messing with, man. You're gonna get caught. You're not gonna get away with this. We're gonna beat you. Stuff like that. And I was like, really? Every single one of them. Every single one of them. Every time Jason Statham took out a guy or tied a guy up, he's always like, oh, you're never gonna get away with this. You know you're not gonna get away with this. We're gonna beat you up. I was like, really? You guys can't think of anything original? Anything. So overall, is Parker a good movie? Absolutely not. Is it a fun movie? Absolutely not. Is the acting good? Absolutely not. Is the writing good? Absolutely not. Is Jason Statham kick-ass? It is a little, but overall, it's just an avoidable movie. Just don't go see it. It's a 1 out of 5 stars. It's an unnecessary waste of time. If you really want to see a good Jason Statham action movie, go rent Safe. Go watch all of his other movies, Crank. Go watch the original Transporter movies. They were fun to watch. Hell, just watch Expendables 1 and 2. That's kick-ass Jason Statham right there. This one, forget about it. But anyway, what did you guys think of this film? Did you like it a lot, or did you feel like it was another generic Jason Statham movie number 2064? And let me know, what is your favorite Jason Statham movie? Comment below, let me know. Anyways, stay tuned today for the final cut, where we be talking about Star Wars films. And yes, the phone lines finally work. I'm gonna put a video after this one saying, hey, come check us out at this link, call this number. And I would love to hear from you guys, hear what you guys think of Star Wars. What do you think about J.J. Abrams directing Star Wars Episode 7? Until then, hit that subscribe button if you're new to my channel. Welcome to The Black Critic Guy. Like this video if you really enjoyed it, and I'm Tony Wiley II from The Black Critic Guy. Till then, peace, YouTube.